Good morning, everyone. Our topic for today is Lesson 1-2, Place Value Relationships. And you will find this lesson on page 11 up to 14 from your book. Here are the learning objectives for today's lesson. You're going to recognize the relationship between adjacent digits in a multi-digit number. Recognize that in a multi-digit whole number, a digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents in the place to its right. Generalize place value understanding for multi-digit whole number and solve real-life problems with speed and accuracy. Let's talk about place value. When we say place value, means it is the position of the digit in a number that tells the value of the digit. Like for example, I have 987,654,321. So if the question is you're going to find the place value of 6, so you just simply identify the place of the digit 6. So 1 is in the ones place, 2 is in the tens place, 3 is in the hundreds place, 4 is in the ones of thousands place, 5 is in the 10,000s place, and 6 is in the 100,000s place. So the place value of 6 is 100,000s. Let's talk about the value. The value of a digit within a number tells us how much that digit is worth. So like for example, let's find the value of the digit 5. So look at this example in letter A. So we have 5 here. So what is the value of 5? So this is ones, tens, hundred. So 5 is in the hundreds place. So 5 multiplied by 100. That's why the value of 5 in letter A is 500. Next, letter B. What is the value of the digit 5 here? So let's find out. This is ones, tens, hundred, thousand, 10,000. So 5 multiplied by 10,000, that is equivalent to 50,000. So the value of 5 in this example is equivalent to 50,000. Another example, find the value of the digit 5 here on the third example. So let's find out. This is ones, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, 100,000, million. So 5 multiplied by 1 million, that is equivalent to 5 million. That's why the value of the digit 5 on the third example is equivalent to 5 million. Let's analyze this problem. What is the relationship between the value of the first 5 and the value of the second 5 in 5,500? So if I'm going to put this into a place value chart, it should be 0 here, 0 here, 5 here, and 5 here. Now, let's analyze the problem. What was the question asked you to find? Based on the given problem, how the values of the first digit or the first 5 and the second 5 are related to each other. So if I'm going back to the example, how the first 5 and the second 5 are related to each other. So that is the question. Next, how can two values be related? So they can be equal, one can be less than another, or one can be certain amount greater than another, or etc. How can you find the value of the first 5? So use the digit 5 and the value of its place. And how can you determine how the values of the 5s are related? You just simply compare the values and use the operations to determine how one value is related to one another. Now, let's analyze this student's work based on that given problem. So as you can see, the given is 5,500 and you're going to find the relationship between the first 5 and the second 5. So, for Marisa's work, Marisa explained that the value of the first 5 is 10 times as great as the value of the 5 in the place to its right. Okay? So, the value of the 5 in the thousands place, this is in the thousands place, okay, is 10 times as great as the value of the 5 in the hundreds place. Why? Because 5,000, 5 is in the thousands place, that is equivalent to 5,000, and 5 is in the hundreds place, that is equivalent to 500. So since it is 10 times as great, so 500 multiplied by 10, that is equivalent also to 5,000. And the reason why it is 10 times as great as the value of the 5 in the hundreds place, because they are next to each other and they are having the same digit. For Aidan's work, Aidan compares the values of the two 5s. So he compared 5,000 is greater than 500 by finding the value, because the value of 5 is 5,000 and the value of the second 5 is 500. So the first 5 has greater value than the second 5. So Aidan compares the values of the two 5s but does not communicate an operational relationship, unlike Marisa. Now, describe two ways 5,000 and 500 are related. So 5,000 is 10 times greater than 500 because it is 10 groups of 500, or 500 multiplied by 10 is equivalent to 5,000. And 5,000 is greater than 500 because it has 4 digits and 500 only has 3 digits. Take note on this. Find the relationship of the given digits. You must remember that it is 10 times as great if the two digits are next to each other and a number are the same. Like for example, I have 4, 4, 7, and 2, 4,472. And the question is, you're going to find the relationship between the first 4 and the second 4. Now, is the first 4 is 10 times as great as the second 4? Yes. Why? Because they are next to each other and the number are the same. If you're going to find out the value of 4 that is equivalent to 4,000 and the second 4 that is equivalent to 400. So 400 multiplied by 10 is equivalent to 4,000. That's why 4,000 is 10 times as great as the value of 400. Another example, if I have 7,273 and you're going to find out the value relationship of 7 and 7. How are we going to find out? So the first 7 here, the value of the first 7 is 7,000 and the value of the second 7 is 70. Now, is it 10 times as great? The answer is no. Why? Because they are not next to each other. If the digits are not next to each other, even they are having the same digit, that is not 10 times as great. Okay? So that is 100 times as great as the digit, okay, to its right. So if that is 70 multiplied by 100, that is equivalent to 7,000. So it's not 10 times as great. How are the digits in a multi-digit number related to each other? Let's find out this question. Kiana collected 1,100 bottle caps. What is the relationship between the values of the digit 1 in each place? So, you're going to find out the value relationship of the first one here and the second one here. So, the first one is in the thousands place. This one, the red one. So, because it is ones, tens, 100,000. So, it's in the thousands place. So, its value now is 1000 because 1 multiplied by 1000 is equivalent to 1000. The second one, which is the green one, is in the hundreds place. So its value is 100. Now, how is 1000 related to 100? So 10 hundreds are equal to 1000. But always remember, when the two digits are next to each other, so as you can see, they are next to each other here, okay? In a number are the same, the value of the digit on the left is always 10 times as great as the digit to its right. Now, is the value of the first 4 10 times as great as the value of the second 4 in 4043? Explain. What can you generalize about the value of digits that are two places apart in a number? So the answer is no. Why? Because the first 4 has the value of 4000, this one. The value of this one is 4000. And the second has the value of 40. This one, the value of this is equivalent to 40. So when two digits are the same, but not next to each other, their values are related by multiples of 10. Another example, we have 990,000. So the first 9 is in the 100,000 place. So the value of the first 9 is equivalent to 900,000. And the value of the second 9 is equivalent to 90,000. So the value of the first 9 is 10 times as great as the value of the second 9 because they are next to each other and they are having the same digit or number. Next question. Is the value of the first 5 10 times as great as the value of the second 5 in 5045? The answer is no. Why? Because the 5s have to be next to each other. So the first 5 and the second 5 are not next to each other. Okay? For the value of one 5 to be 10 times as great as the value of the other. Although they are having the same digit, but they are not next to each other. That's why it is not 10 times as great as the value of the second 5. Next, is the value of the 2 in 23,406 10 times as great as the value of the 3? So as you can see, you are comparing these two digits. So the answer is no. Why? Because the digits have to be the same for the value of one digit to be 10 times as great as the value of the other. So since 2 and 3 are not the same digit, so they are not 10 times as great as the value of the other digit. Now, name the values of the given digits in each number and what is the relationship between the values of the given digits. So the 7s in 7,700. So you're going to compare the two 7. But before you compare, you need to find out first the value of each digit. So the value of the first digit is equivalent to 7,000 because 7 is in the thousands place. And the value of the second digit is equivalent to 700 because it is in hundreds place and 7 multiplied by 100 is 100. So the relationship, the value of the first 7 is 10 times as great as the value of the second 7 because they are next to each other and they are having the same digit. Next one, the 4s in 440,200. So there are two 4s, the first and the second 4. So what is the value of the first 4? So this is ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. So 4 is in the 100,000, that's why the value is 400,000. And the value of the second 4 is 40,000 because it is in the 10,000s place. So what is the relationship between the first 4 and the second 4? So the value of the first 4 is 10 times as great as the value of the second 4. Why? Because they are next to each other and they are having the same digit. Here, you're not going to discuss the relationship. You just simply name the values of the given digit. So like for example, number 5, what are the values of 2? So the value of 2 here and the value of the second 2. So this is ones, tens, hundreds. So 2 multiplied by 100 is 200 and 2 multiplied by 10 is equivalent to 20. That's why the values of the given digits are 220. What are the values of 5s? So the answer is 50,000 because the first 5 is in the 10,000s place, and another one is 5,000 because the second 5 is in the thousands place. 4, these are the digit 4. So the first 4 is in the thousands place, that's why the value of the first 4 is 4,000 and the value of the second 4 is 400. The value of the first 8 is equivalent to 800,000 because it is in the 100,000, and the value of the second 8, it is 80,000 because it is in the 10,000s place. Another example is to find the value of digit 9. So the first 9 is in the thousands place, so the answer is 9,000, and the value of the second 9 is in the ones place, so it is considered as 9. Next, 7. The first 7 is in the thousands place, so the value is 7,000. The second 7 is in the hundreds place, so the value is 700. The value of the last 7 is equivalent to 70 because it is in the tens place. Next, the 3's in 31,239. So the value of the first 3 is equivalent to 30,000 because it is in the 10,000s place. And 3 multiplied by 10,000 is 30,000. And the second digit 3 is equivalent to 30 because it is in the tens place. So 3 multiplied by 10 is equivalent to 30. Next, the digit 6 in 926,361. So the first 6 is in the thousands place. So 6 multiplied by 1,000 is equivalent to 6,000. And the other one is in the tens place. So 6 multiplied by 10 is equivalent to 60. Now, let's proceed to the mathematical practices and problem solving. Question number 13. What can you say about the 3's in 43,335? So you're going to find out the relationship of these digits. So the value of the 3 in the thousands place, this one, is 10 times as great as the value of the 3 in the hundreds place. And the value of the 3 in the hundreds place is 10 times as great as the value of the 3 in the tens place. So that is the relationship between these 3's. Next question, question number 14. Mia says in 5,555, all the digits have the same value. Is Mia correct? Explain. So the answer is no, because the digits are all the same, but each digit has a different value. So the value of each 5 is 10 times as great as the value of the 5 to its right. Number 15. In 1934, there was an extreme drought in the Great Plains. In the number 1,934, is the value of the 9 in the hundreds place 10 times the value of the 3 in the tens place? The answer is no. Why? Because the digits have to be the same for the value of the digit on the left to be 10 times as great as the value of the digit to its right. So what is the value of 9 in the hundreds place? That is equivalent to 900. And the value of 3 in the tens place is 30. So the numbers are not the same. Supposed to be, in order to be 10 times as great, the digits must be the same and they are next to each other. Next, number 16. Vin says in 4346, one 4 is 10 times as great as the other 4. Is Vin correct? Explain. The answer is no. Why? Because the 4s are not next to each other. And the 4 in the thousands place is not 10 times as great as the 4 in the tens place. So always remember, it is 10 times as great if the digits are the same and they are next to each other. Next question, number 17. Describe two ways to find the area of the shaded rectangle. So, as you can see, the shaded is this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 square units. Or you just simply multiply 4 multiplied by 3 to get the answer. So you can count the squares that are shaded, or you could multiply 4 multiplied by 3 to get the answer, which is equivalent to 12 square units. Question 18. In 448,244, how is the relationship between the first pair of 4s the same as the relationship between the second pair of 4s? So in both pairs, the value of the 4 on the left is 10 times as great as the 4 on the right. The first pair of 4s are in the 100,000 and 10,000 places, and the second pair of 4s are in the tens and ones place. So let's proceed to question number 19. Which group of numbers shows the values of 4s in 44,492? So the answer is letter A, because the first 4 is in the 10,000s place. So 4 multiplied by 10,000 is 40,000. And the second 4 is in the thousands place. So 4 multiplied by 1,000 is 4,000. And the other 4 is in the hundreds place. So 4 multiplied by 100 is equivalent to 400. So those are the values of the 4s. Last question. In which number is the value of the red digit 10 times as great as the value of the green digit? So the answer is letter B. Why? Because the red digit is 10 times as great as the value of the green digit. Letter A is not. Why? Because this must be the green digit is 10 times as great as the value of the red digit. So it's not. So the correct answer is letter B. So that's it. Thank you so much and have a nice day.